Hello students, my name is Sherry Peters. I'm one of the career counselors in the Career Center. Today I'm going to discuss interviewing techniques. So what's the purpose of the interview? Basically, it's to assess your personality, your communication skills, whether you're fit for the job, what your appearance is the day of the interview, and whether you are a culture fit for the organization or not. So let's discuss how to prepare for the interview. Make sure you know the job description and as much as you can about the company. Understand your qualifications, personal traits, and characteristics. Review your academic projects, classes that you've completed, and labs, and use those as examples throughout the interview. And make sure to dress appropriately for the position and for that company. There are two basic types of interviews, the screening interview and the site interview. The screening interview, generally speaking, is one-on-one, you and the employer, but it can be a small group of interviewees and the employer. Typically lasts 30 minutes or less. The site interview generally is 1 hour, but it can last a whole day. It's usually at the company site and a tour is provided. There are two different types of styles as far as interviewing. Either one or a combination can be utilized throughout an interview. The traditional interview requires factual information from you, the candidate. An example, tell me about yourself. The behavioral interview looks at the candidate's past experiences. So let's look at an example. Tell me about a time when you had to make a quick decision on the job, perhaps without a supervisor on site. This can be a difficult question for any of us to answer. Make sure you follow the STAR method. Figure out what situation you are going to talk about, the tasks involved throughout that situation. What were some of the actions that you took during that situation? And what were the results? Here are some what not to do's. Make sure that you do not arrive late for the interview. Typically 15 minutes prior to the interview start time is acceptable. Make sure you research the company and you know something about them. Make sure you figure out what your own strengths are. Most of us don't like to discuss strengths, but it's important to know what our strengths are, at least 3 strengths. Make sure not to arrive tired or sleepy. And make sure you ask questions at the end of the interview. Do not memorize your answers. Come across as genuine. And refrain from slandering your prior employer or your current employer. Here's an additional note about asking questions. It shows that you've done some homework. Here are a couple of examples. I read in your annual report that your support for research increased by 50%. What is the impact? Or how about this one? I read in an article about your company's commitment to innovative marketing strategies. Tell me more about that. And closing the interview. Find out about the next step and when a decision might occur. And express that interest when you are thanking them at the end of the interview. I've enjoyed this interview and I'm excited about the opportunities with your company. I hope you will invite me to the next step. After the interview, send a thank you note within 24 hours of your interview. The preference is a handwritten note. If that's not possible, an email is fine. But again, make sure you send it within 24 hours of your interview. And the Career Center can help with this. Schedule an appointment with a career counselor. If you need some help with figuring out that job search or interviewing, we offer mock interviews. So schedule one today. Attend career fairs. We host them during the academic year. Make sure to maintain your profile on Handshake. Maybe participate with the on-campus interview program, where employers come to the Career Center and interview students here in one of the 12 interview rooms. And make sure to attend our full-length workshops here in the Career Center. They are held every quarter. Hope to see you soon. Please stop by the Career Center. We look forward to seeing you.